What if I told you that Persona 3 Reload elevates the classic turn-based JRPG experience from the PlayStation 2 era to new heights, modernizing it while preserving the game's original integrity and vision?
Those are some bold words.
But what if I also told you this PlayStation 2 game has strategic combat,
Go back to hell!
fun customization systems, engaging storytelling and characters,
Oh, so that's what's important, huh?
and P3 excels in a lot of these aspects, even when stacked against other modern games.
Did that just blow your mind?
This is an RPG that will punish you if you don't play to your strengths or don't take time to prepare or discover and exploit enemies' weaknesses. Love it! It's a bit easier than the original Persona 3 because there's so many new mechanics, but still plenty of challenges to keep your brain wide awake.
This shall prove to be most interesting.
Speaking of new mechanics, after playing Reload, I now can't even imagine Persona 3 without the Theurgy system. It is so good and it fits right in.
Are you ready?
What even is a Theurgy? I'll get into that later.
A proper execution.
That said, I do have some little nitpicks as well. The big one being that this remake is literally a remake of the original Persona 3 and does not include any of the extra content that came with the FES and portable versions of the game. But don't worry about that, this is absolutely still the best way for a new player to experience Persona 3.
That's supposed to be a compliment?
So if I had to explain Persona 3, basically you're a group of students who attend school during the day, then hunt shadow monsters by night, using special powers, personas.
We call it Persona.
These two types of experiences help pace the game, and also interweave with each other. As you make friends and develop social links during the day, this will have knock-on effects that improve your personas and ability to fight shadow monsters at night.
The strength of these social links will foster the growth of your persona abilities.
So at night you'll get to explore and work your way through Tartarus.
Tartar sauce? What?
Tartarus is a somewhat procedurally generated dungeon spanning hundreds of floors. It is filled with treasures, shadows to battle, and mini-bosses that keep you thinking. Initially, Tartarus' concept might seem a little daunting, but I quite enjoyed replaying it, largely due to numerous small enhancements and quality of life improvements. These include the ability to sprint, destructible objects that may contain items, and, of course, the upgraded visuals, all of which significantly enhance the experience and flow of navigating through Tartarus' floors.
I suppose one could see them as rather spectacular.
I cannot express just how awesome the new lighting and shadow effects are. They really enhance Persona 3's visuals and help express various moods and themes throughout the game. You'll battle shadows through turn-based combat, which is surprisingly strategic and requires discovering and exploiting enemies' weaknesses. Be it an element of magic or a type of physical attack, it's really satisfying because exploiting a weakness gets you an extra turn or special all-out attack for hefty damage.
Maximum firepower! Ammunition strength! Weapons free!
A new feature with Reload is the Shift command, which allows you to pass your extra attacks to another teammate, which is really useful when you know a certain teammate will be effective at a certain type of enemy.
Time to shift.
Let's rumble!
Adds a little bit more depth to the combat, and it's really slick chain shifting.
You're up, leader!
Got it.
Hands down, my favourite new feature of Reload is the Theurgy System. Theurgies are an awesome, over-the-top special move akin to limit breaks. They're so good, I just can't imagine Persona 3 without them now. You can earn more Theurgies from unlocking new personas, and I really enjoyed the discovery element in unlocking new Theurgies, then getting to try them out on big bosses. Choosing which 3 characters are going to accompany you into Tartarus was already a genuinely tough decision. Now it's even harder with Theurgies, but I made sure to rotate everyone into my party just so I could see their Theurgies in action. Was not disappointed, my favourite character's Theurgy would have to be Shinjuro's. I just love all the blood.
Caster, let's do it! And now, this'll end it!
Quickie, really want to level up my subscriber count because that's going to unlock early review copies of games. Cover lots of RPGs, but you know my Persona 3 Reload review is a month late. Really would appreciate if you guys can help me unlock early review copies of games. That would make such a huge difference. Thank you. I love Theurgies, but storytelling and characters are the meat of Persona 3. You've got your cast of main characters that are awesome, but also written with their flaws and insecurities being projected, and you'll get to witness these characters develop and grow up.
But what do I have? I'm only half the person everyone else here is.
It's quite the experience that deals with a lot of mature themes that a lot of other games are scared to tackle. Some characters I didn't connect with straight away, like Junpei, but they definitely grew on me with their character development throughout the story.
Oh, please. Don't let yourself get infected by Junpei's influence.
Time management is quite important, and you'll ultimately have to decide who to spend more time with, which may eventually lead to a romance. By the way, Mitsuru is objectively best girl.
I suppose you'll need to be executed.
There's also a few side characters that you can develop social links with too. Some are a bit weird.
Would you mind not standing so close to me? You're too thin and too cool!
Some are soul crushing.
I'd like to see you again sometime.
And there's one classmate called Kenji, and his story was a bit weird, where he dates his teacher and comes to you for advice. Just a little bit weird.
But get this. She's a teacher at our school.
Kids dating teachers. I honestly thought this side story would have been reworked or more modernized, but I will respect it for staying faithful to the original game.
I'm seriously in love with Emiri, and I'm gonna marry her.
Music is catchy as hell. You know it's good when I'm trying to sleep at night and just can't get the music out of my head. I talked about it in my 5 reasons to play Persona 3 Reload. You'll hear some form of baby 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 every time you start a fight. I love it. One thing I will say, in the portable version, you could use Fuka's Persona to play different music while you're exploring Tartarus, and I love the Snow Queen music, which was a remix of earlier Persona games music. And that's a feature I couldn't find in Persona 3 Reload. Was looking forward to an updated version of that Snow Queen remix. That would have been perfect while scouring Tartarus.
Despicable.
You're looking at about 50 hours to complete the game, around 70 to 80 hours for that 100% completion and getting all of your achievements. I managed to do it a lot faster with having played the originals, but this is where my big nitpick comes in. Just be aware that this remake does not include all of the extra content that came in the FES and portable versions of the game, but they're happy to sell you lots of other day one DLC packs. That said, I still think you're getting good value for £60 or a month of Game Pass. To be honest, that's how I play to save money.
There he goes again.
And there is new content that wasn't in the original Persona 3 too, including the addition of optional Monad doors inside of Tartarus, which provide rewarding challenges. There you have it, Persona 3 Reload, an incredible JRPG. Visuals are so much better now with Unreal Engine 4 shadows, lighting and real-time reflections. It may not be Unreal 5, but it's still fantastic. Story and characters are top tier, and the turn-based combat is even better than before with all the new additions.
Wait, new stuff? Sweet!
Like I said, I cannot imagine Persona 3 without Theurgy's now. Overall feels faithful to the original game, and any changes or additions don't break that original vision. I've purposely kept story elements vague to prevent spoilers. I might do another video on more in-depth elements which will get into the spoilers in the future. That has been Persona 3 Reload. Let me know what you think of Reload in the comments, and peace for now.